Hey guys, it's me, Yusuf, and we are back with another video. This video has been in the works for a while, more so than the last one. This one, I've been wanting to sort of get everything sort of down the last couple of years. I mean, the way I would describe this video is more of a meditation. Not a manifesto, not a final statement. A meditation. One player, and you guys can guess from the title. It's Giannis Antetokounmpo. What is there to say, really? I mean, if you were to look at his career, numbers, accolades, you would think that this video is just absurd. You would think that this video existence would be unwarranted in a basketball sense of the word, and in one angle you might be right. The guy is a two-time MVP. He's he's made a gazillion All-Star teams, a bunch of All-NBA teams. He's not going to be any of them because he's been hurt the whole season. But there's one thing I've been trying to say for years. I'll never forget this. The moment that I realized that Giannis was never that guy to begin with, right? And this is the danger of looking at numbers and accolades without context, because it will paint a picture that's just not true. I always say this: how good are you, right, when things are not going your way? How good are you when things are not at the perfect position, when things are not all set and all the tables are already set in? You know what I'm saying? Well, all the chips are already falling into their place. How good are you when things are rough, when things are not going your way? Because there's a saying, right? Money doesn't change people; it reveals who they really are. And I've been adamant on saying this about Giannis. Giannis has always been this kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? It's so funny seeing people flip out on the Call Sheet sponsorship, on his attitude this season, his non-committal to a trade, committal to loyalty. You know what I'm saying? The will he, won't he kind of thing. He's been doing this for years. He's been pressuring the Bucks front office. John Horst is he's a puppet GM. He's a puppet GM. Let's just keep it real, especially now. But let's not lie to ourselves here. Who built the Milwaukee championship team? He did it. Who was the real MVP of that team, right? Because it's not who you guys think it is. It's not Giannis. It never was Giannis to begin with, right? And this character assassination of Mike Budenholzer needs to be studied. For years and years and years, people kept saying that he was a Giannis merchant, this, that, and third. What has Giannis done without Mike Budenholzer as his coach? He has done jack shit. Look at his resume without Mike Budenholzer. He's played almost a decade without his coach. You know what he's done? He's done zero. He's done nothing. No MVP. No Defensive Player of the Year. He hasn't even finished top 2 in MVP voting, which to me is even more of an indictment. His team, in grand total, has only finished a top 3 seed once. One time. Right? In Milwaukee front office, even without Mike Budenholzer, they have given him everything. Right? It's so funny, this narrative that he doesn't want to play with a ball-dominant player, when that motherfucker wanted Dame to be his sidekick. He wanted Dame, the group chat, and him, and Pat Connaughton, and Dante DiVincenzo, and all these other guys. Look what happened afterwards. Nothing. Right? I don't want to go through all the embarrassing losses this season, because everybody knows the embarrassing losses. You know what I'm saying? I knew this team wasn't going to go anywhere when they didn't even try to fire Doc Rivers after last season. Doc Rivers is the GOAT scapegoat for this team. Right? People mentioned the talent is not there. I absolutely disagree with that. Look at that Boston team. Look at this team. What's the difference? Right? I thought supposedly that Jaylen Brown was not at Giannis' level. Well, I mean, Boston's a top 2 seed, and I mean, without Jason Tatum, there's a world that they're in the finals or they will make a deep playoff run, right? The difference between, Giannis as a player and the idea of Giannis couldn't be any more further apart. And that's the thing. The one thing I'll say is this. I watched the Hawks game yesterday. I was going to make this video regardless of what happened because I thought because they was done, they was cooked, they was destroyed. But man, that second half, that third quarter, man, all this Giannis is the best two-way player in the game. Giannis is the most dominant player in the game. All this rah bullshit is what it was. It was bullshit, right? I don't know how you watched that game. I know he came back from injury. I know that. But you guys don't extend that grace to other guys, to other entertainers in their fields. They've done more than Giannis. They have influenced the culture more than Giannis. They have achieved things that Giannis couldn't even dream of. But for some reason, small market, no one cares. You know what? That's what it should be. Right? That's what it should be. Because Giannis is, at this point, irrelevant. For a guy that's supposed to be the next LeBron. The guy that's supposed to define this decade, this generation of basketball. For a guy that was being compared to Patrick Mahomes. See, that's just an absolute joke. The guy that's getting compared to, he might be the next GOAT. He's going to be in the GOAT conversation. All this, that, and third. No. Those chances slipped away when Miami Heat, number 8 seed, and I remember the amount of disrespect that Heat team faced and teams that have faced Milwaukee the last couple years have faced, and the Milwaukee fans love to change the narrative. They love to say, well, it's the coach's fault, the player's fault, guys can't shoot threes, yada yada yada. There's one common denominator in this conversation. It is Giannis. Right? For a supposedly defensive player of the year kind of player, he is horrific on defense, especially this season. Dyson Daniels was doing whatever he wanted to do. Jalen Johnson was doing whatever he wanted to do. You can say, well, he quit. I thought the narrative was that him coming back was an indication that he wasn't quitting. Now all of a sudden, he's getting frustrated in a situation that he wanted himself. That's the funniest thing. Right? It feels like he saw what LeBron did, or what LeBron was doing. Let's say, I want that. I want to prove to the world I can do that. Well, you can't do that. Right? LeBron's making finals with worse rosters of talents, worse situations. Even coaching-wise, it felt like the coaches were going against LeBron in that situation, last season of Cleveland. No excuse. Again, the Cavs still made the finals. Right? And that's why I feel like the comparison just is stupid. It was always stupid. Because the standards were not going to be the same. It just wasn't going to be the same. Right? But people have realized, Giannis was always a grade A plus fraud. I've been telling you this. Right? You know what I'm saying? It honestly, it is a cautionary tale. How to, instead of just, how can I say this? You know what I'm saying? Don't put your eggs in a basket that's faulty to begin with. Don't put your faith in an idea that's already was already there and it wasn't that great to begin with. Right? The problem with Giannis is the problem that a lot of people have in the NBA. That it is out of touch. It cares about money. Right? Doesn't rise up to the occasion. Defensively is not what is as advertised. And honestly, a lot of the current discourse that we're facing, and look, okay, Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, a lot of those jokers and cranks are the reason why I think the way they were discussed by the NBA is so screwed up. But honestly, it's the fact that we elevated a person that was never supposed to be, that was never that guy to begin with. That's the reason why. That's the reason why. Those 2 MVPs, and look, man, I'm not the type of person to say that somebody didn't deserve that title. Look, man, Milwaukee deserved the title. They won it. I can't take that away from them. But on the flip side, it's funny because, look how many things have to fall in place for them just to be in the finals. And they don't extend that same kind of grace to other teams, other players. Granted, you know what I'm saying? Milwaukee fans in general are just, a lot of them are just fucking delusional. They are delusional about their team. They're delusional about Giannis, and they're delusional about everything that is regards to Milwaukee Bucks. The amount of disrespect that they have given to other teams, to other players, you know what I'm saying? That's why their recent stretch of them getting absolutely destroyed and getting their asses handed to them, man, it's made me so happy. Because I've been trying to tell you guys this for years. I was banned off of Reddit multitude of times. I mean, my 2 Reddit accounts got banned. Like, recently, for whatever reason. They say it was self-promotion. I call bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I bet, I'm saying I was beefing with some Milwaukee fans on Reddit and on social media, so maybe they got upset. I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's not a here or there. But the thing is about the Bucks is that there's so many examples of Giannis showing that he's not that guy. The one thing that really caught my attention was probably a video. The first video I posted on this channel was, you know what I'm saying, Alfred Şengün cooking the shit out of Giannis in the last couple minutes of the Rockets and Bucks game earlier this season. The Bucks were up by like 10 in the fourth quarter, and I thought they were going to win. I thought they're just going to be one of those teams, like they're going to win like 50 games. They're going to flame out the first round. Nope. It's all been downhill ever since then. And, you know what I'm saying, it's so funny that people are now realizing the absolute fraudulence that is Giannis. Giannis's career is his case study of what PR actually looks like. Because people talk about this guy has PR, that guy has PR, this woman has PR, yada yada. No, this is PR. Where a resume without his coach is that barren that he's won. The guy is not him. It's just not just him. The arrogance from the owners to the coaches to the executives to the players to the fans, they walk around like they're a dynasty. They walk around like, man, if this didn't happen, if that didn't happen, it could have been like that. No, the world doesn't work like that. Great teams find ways to win. Period. Point blank. That's it. I look at Kansas City, right? And it's so funny because Milwaukee could have been Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? Giannis had his Travis Kelce. His name was Chris Middleton. He had his Chris Jones. His name was Brook Lopez, who coincidentally is actually playing pretty well for the Clippers, which is fucking hilarious. The Clippers have more wins than Milwaukee, which is so hilarious because they only had 6 wins the first like 30 games. So that's a different conversation, right? He had his Andy Reid, Mike Budenholzer. He was like, Mike Budenholzer was scheming up, honestly, retrospectively, kind of genius schematics. That was really winning those games, right? And he was elevating the players that he had. So maybe instead of building a statue for a guy that was never that, they should build a statue of Mike Budenholzer. They should build one for Chris Middleton. They should build one for Drew Holiday. They should build one for Bledsoe and all the other guys. Those guys are the reason why they were dominant to begin with. Let's be real, right? So I'm so glad that this season is happening for them, because it's a reminder that you're not bigger than the game. You're not, and the game will show you your place. And it's showing them their place. This conference was theirs for the taking, bro. I thought they're going to be in the play-in. You know what I'm saying? I got banned for that. For whatever reason, I just find that funny. But they're not even in the play-in. They're tied with a Chicago team that's trying to lose. That's trying to get that top pick that could change their franchise fortune. The last thing I would say is that press conference that Giannis did after losing against Miami in the first round, their number 1 seed. No one talks about that for some reason. Everybody talks about Miami's run, and I get that. Our run was absolutely unbelievable. That's deserving of its own video, but that's neither, again, here or there. That press conference, when he said, this is only steps to success. Remember that, Milwaukee fans? Remember that? Remember he said that? And it's been failure after failure after failure. I tried to tell you, man, his ass should have been traded when he said that. The goal, again, Herm Edwards said long ago, the goal of the game is to win. That's it. Doesn't matter what it looks like, it's to win. Right? Milwaukee had a taste of that. And for some reason, they went away from that. Right? They should have been a dynasty. They should have been the team of the 2020s for the NBA. But they're not. And we're going to look back at this era, and he will be forgotten. I think in 10, 15, 20 years, no one's going to care. And hopefully this video will show a reminder that they should care. Because what he is a microcosm of all the issues that the NBA has been dealing with the last couple of years. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time.